Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and we are back for our Week 5 NFL picks. I'm joined as always by Gil Santos, Jose Carlos Gomes, and Tony Barbosa. And guys, I suck. Look, man. The first 4 weeks, I have never been this bad making picks. But let me tell you something: the NFL will make you pull your hair out with some of the comebacks and results that happen the last second. When they all go against you, you're gonna have a bad record. Let me tell you. They're like Cleveland in the last second has some guy I've never heard of starting a quarterback. Well, there goes one game. I mean, it's just that's what's gonna happen sometimes. I mean, it's just so I'm going to not happily say that I am by far the worst picker on this draft. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna get better. Jose leads the way. Jose leads the way at 49 and 15. Jose having his best start of his life since we started this show. Barbosa, the new man in town at 43 and 21. Pretty good for Barbosa. Gil Santos at 45 and 19, also his best ever start as I went back to the archives and looked. And my worst start by a mile, 37 and 27. I got a long way to come. But believe you me, I'm going to pick better even if I don't catch up to the guys because this is embarrassing. So having said that, let's start with our picks. We have our first bye week. I will say that it's going much better for me in fantasy, the complete opposite of this disaster that I am on this show. So let's start with Thursday night. The Chicago Bears, who I picked last week, had a 28-7 lead. And I'm going to go through this as people make fun of my picks. 28-7 over the Broncos, and Justin Fields and their coach found a way to lose that game. Yes, they did lose that game, people, to Denver. They go to Washington to take on the, I would say, very impressive Commanders. Other than getting blitzed by Buffalo, they've been very good this year. I got the Commanders. Gil?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders as well. The Bears look very bad. Well, they look great in the first half, but
Yes. That's the best I've seen Justin Fields play in his life. He missed one completion and they were up 28-7, and then it was downhill from there, Gil.
well, the hate that the kid's getting is kind of unfair too, because if this kid's on like a different team, like the Falcons or something, it would be a different story. I think they're hating on the kid a lot in Chicago. They're not giving him nothing to work with. They're just pointing
Yeah.
the fingers at him. The coaching's bad too. But
I think he
I'll
has
take
talent.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Fields
does.
has talent. It's the coach. The
He
coaching
has
is
it,
bad. Yeah.
but he
It's
has no
not
receiver to
just
throw.
the coach, it's the organization. But that
The whole
organization
organization. Yeah.
is in shambles right now. They
Mhm.
they sent Chase Claypool home. I
Yep.
don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah. It's bad. Jose, who do you got?
I'm going with the opposite this week. I'm going to take Chicago. I think Chicago's due for a win, and they'll pull it off in Washington.
Barbosa?
I can't take Chicago. I picked them last week. What a mistake against the Broncos. No way. I'm taking Washington. And then Washington, like you said, Reese, they're playing a lot better, and their quarterback's actually surprising. Not that bad. He's playing well, Sam Howler. So
Yeah.
he's stepping up. So I'm gonna take the Commanders.
Yeah, I'd
The
like to
first
point
time.
out Jose got this 100% right last week, that this is going to be a close game and Washington plays Philly tough, and Howell took advantage of their secondary. Gil?
Now, I was just gonna say it's the first time I'm picking Sleepy Joe's team.
That's right. You don't take the Commanders very often.
No,
To game number two, the Buffalo Bills, who next to the 49ers look unbelievable. They might be the best team in the AFC right now. They're next to San Fran, the best team in the league. They killed Miami last week, which all of us predicted. I thought it would be a closer game, but it was a beatdown. It was a track meet, but Buffalo's defense stepped up and shut down Miami's offense. They go to Jacksonville, and I say to Jacksonville because London is their home. Jacksonville has a lot of success. That's their home. So it's a home game for Jacksonville. Having said that, Gil, who do you got? The Prince or the turnover machine?
well, Jacksonville's used to London. I think Buffalo here on flying to England, the players gonna get excited. Um, you know, uh, flying to a new city. They're gonna look around. They're gonna do stuff they shouldn't be doing. Probably sleeping late. I'm gonna go
You would know,
Jacksonville on
Gil.
this one.
You would know, Gil. Jacksonville. All right. Jose, who do you got?
It's a tough game to pick.
It is.
I'm going also with Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's been already there in London. They play well in London. Bills going to fly all the way to London. It's going to be tough for them. Last year Jacksonville beat them in Jacksonville. So I'm taking the Jags in this one.
Was that weird 9-6 game, Jose?
Yeah.
9-6 they beat him last year. What a weird game that was. Barbosa, who do you got?
I agree with everybody. Buffalo's gonna have with their flying there this week. Jacksonville's been there already for a week. But I still say that the Bills will win this game. I think they have found their running game. I think they figured out their running game finally. And I think Josh Allen he's shown in the last few weeks that he's letting the game come to him. He's not making mistakes. So Buffalo's defense is playing. It's got to be one of the top 5 defenses in the league right now. So I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, I actually agree with everything Jose and Gil said, but I haven't been impressed with Jacksonville this year. Their offense has been very bad.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is struggling in the red zone. And if you struggle at all, like Miami did last week against them, it's going to be over quickly. So I got the Bills, although I do agree with Jose and Gil's points, and there could be an upset. I'll take the Bills. I don't see another 9-6 in this game. Jacksonville's defense has not been good either. So having said that, I think the Bills win this game. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. A very angry Dolphins team is going to take on what might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen play football on Monday nights. I got Miami. Do I even have to mention who the team is? It's the freaking G-Men with Danny Dimes, or Danny Pennies, as I like to call him. Gil?
That's a joke. The Giants.
What a beating that game's going to be. My God.
The Giants are just horrible. Barkley's gone. That team has no future. Jones looks lost. The coach doesn't even know what to do. It's an easy one, Miami.
The coach is throwing tablets when his quarterback's getting sacked 12 times. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Jose?
It's hard to play football when you don't have an offensive line, man.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. You don't have an offensive line to protect you and to throw the ball and to rush the ball. You're not going anywhere, and you're going to get sacked for 11 times. That's saying, then I'm taking Miami. I think Miami's going to romp them after losing to Buffalo.
Barbosa, you will all know all too well what it's like to not have an offensive line. It cost you a franchise player. Having said that, yes, I assume you have the Dolphins.
Yes, I do. And this game will be, take the over just on Miami alone. Never mind the score the Giant. Just on Miami alone, take the over.
I actually think Miami's defense might be mad enough to pound them.
I don't like. Well, that's what I'm saying. The Dolphins will score 48 points. The Dolphins will score at will. It's gonna be a beatdown. I don't see the Giants being even in this game.
Yeah, I don't like big spreads, but this might be a big spread I take. Like, this is gonna be a beatdown.
I don't think the Giants right now could even win in the XFL, the CFL. I think they'll still lose all those.
The USFL.
Guys, the Giants have been outscored 64-3 at home this year. That's all I need to say. I got the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's going to be a beatdown.
Yeah. Now to a disaster of a game. I still don't even have. I have question marks written on this game because I have no idea who I'm going to take. The New Orleans Saints, who have a disaster of a quarterback, go to take on the New England Patriots, who have a disaster of a quarterback. Both teams have a decent defense, but that's all. I have nothing else for you. Gil?
It's gonna be a tough game.
Well, we see Bailey Zappi this week.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe not. They're gonna stick with
Okay.
Jones,
If you
but
see Bailey Zappi, that means that the New England's gonna throw the season away. Trust me, Bailey Zappi's not better than Mac Jones.
Did you watch Mac Jones throw away the season last week? Because that's what it looked like.
Billy Zappi is not better than Mac Jones. I don't care what anybody says.
All right. Go
well,
ahead. Gil.
Tony, be prepared because if Zappi starts, we gotta listen to Lino all week.
That's right. I hope he does start.
They're gonna be the Super Bowl champions all of a sudden. But no, New England. I'm gonna go with New England at this. Their defense. I like New England at home. They kept, even though they've been losing games, they've been keeping it very tight and close. And New Orleans offensively, they've been struggling. So I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Yeah, same old Derek Carr. Jose.
Like you said, defenses are good, offenses are shaky. But New England's been kept games close against Philly at home, and
even Miami didn't put up that many points against their defense either.
Yeah, last week there was a little shabacle in Dallas. Freaking Mac Jones was just doing bullshit throws, but
Dallas's defense was angry last week.
Yeah,
I'm taking New England. I'll take New England out.
New England, Jose. All right, Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Patriots too. They're at home. They, like you said, like everybody's saying, that they've been keeping the games pretty close. They haven't really, except for the Dallas game, had a blowout loss. And I think they should be better this week. I think the offense will be a little bit better this week. So I'm gonna take New England also.
Tough game. I don't like either quarterback. Boy, Carr was bad last week against Tampa at home. Jones might be worse. I think because Kamara's back and New Orleans has better weapons, I'll go with New Orleans. Like, they can't be that bad offensively. That team has weapons. They got Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Kamara. They should not be that bad offensively. Gil has Chris Olave, and she benched Wilson, and Wilson did better than him with freaking Zach Wilson. Like, there's something wrong there.
Reese, are you not learning? Are you not learning, Reese? You're complaining about your record at the beginning of the show, and you're not learning.
I can't take New England. I gotta go to New Orleans on this. New England just doesn't. They don't have anything to me. They have nothing offensively. They got a bad quarterback and a bad coach. Like the Brady debate with Belichick is long been over, and he's about to get released pretty soon if he doesn't start winning some games. But I'm going to take New Orleans in this one. Gil's Super Bowl MVP pick, the Baltimore Ravens, who beat up on a quarterback I've never heard of in my life. That was easy money, guys. 1.5 on Baltimore after the quarterback got hurt. Easy money, man. They go to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, who, if I don't think O exists in their team name anymore. They don't have any offense whatsoever. So Gil, I assume I know who you're gonna take.
Well, I told you guys at the beginning when it first started, you guys all this high stuff on Pittsburgh. I told you they're not going to be as good as you guys thought.
Their offense is putrid. So you got Baltimore, right?
Obviously, my boy Lamar.
Yeah, these games are tough, though. I'll say that it's going to be a low.
It's a rivalry game. At the end of the day, it's a rivalry game. Smash mouth. But the Steelers' defense have a lot of work to do to keep this team in this game.
Yes, absolutely. Jose.
I'm taking Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to bounce back this week, and Tomlin's been lighting a fire up everybody's ass this whole week, and I think they're gonna upset Baltimore this week at home.
Barbosa.
Yeah, I was pretty high on Pittsburgh in the beginning of the season. I was wrong. I haven't seen nothing special with Pittsburgh. It seems like if nothing's happening on the offense, it seems like the defense doesn't. Something is off on that team, the whole franchise. Something is off there. If the offense is not going, it seems like the defense is not engaged. It seems like something's off. So, and Baltimore's obviously after that loss to the Colts, they showed out last week. So I'm gonna go with Baltimore. I think they'll have a big game.
Yeah, they're calling for the head of the offensive coordinator. I believe his name is Matt Canada.
Yeah, Matt
They
Canada.
want him out. Tomlin's refusing to change the offensive coordinator. I have never seen it. Like, they have weapons too. Like Gil said, their running back. I don't know what's happened to him. Najee Harris is a non-factor. Kenny Pickett is a disaster. I can't. I mean, Baltimore's not much better offensively because they're missing a lot of guys. But if I have to pick between those two teams, I'm going to take Lamar Jackson over Kenny Pickett. So I'm going to take Baltimore. The Carolina Panthers, who are certainly in rebuild mode, and guys, in case you're wondering, they also had a big lead last week and blew it to Minnesota. So, like, every single game I had opposite, there was a comeback last week, including the Colts, who came back and lost an OT, which I'll get to Barbosa later. They go to Detroit to take on the very improving Lions. I try to tell Gil Santos the Lions are for real, and I'm taking the Lions in this game. Gil.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. They have trickeries up their sleeve. The coach is the face of that team, and the players are playing right behind whatever the coach says. And they're a fun team to watch. I was watching them beat my Packers last week, and they brought it, so they're for real. They're gonna come.
I got
Smash
to give a
mouth.
lot of credit to the coach. Like, he knew the Green Bay weakness was the run defense, and he ran it down their throats. 32 rushing attack by Montgomery, 40 rushing attempts. It just ran it down their throats. So yeah, they got you, Gil. Jose.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit. Carolina's in the rebuild mode. They'll be fun in the future. They got pieces there to be better squad, but not this year. Detroit is playing very well. Because of Gil, I lost money betting against Detroit last week with the Packers.
Oh
I mean, he
no.
convinced me to take the Packers, but
No.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Damn.
but I learned my lesson. I'm taking Detroit. So
Yeah, Barbosa. Bryce Young doesn't look real good to me. Of all the quarterbacks drafted, I think he looks like the worst right now. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I got the Lions also. Like you guys, everybody's saying they're a fun team to watch. Their running game they got a two-head monster with their running game. And Jared Goff, and like I said, Jared Goff seems to fit in that system. Yeah, and the defense I think the defense has improved quite a bit with the Lions compared to last year. Their defense has stepped up a little this year, so I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yeah. To who I believe has been the most impressive rookie this year outside of the running back position. I'm talking about quarterback, CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, who just destroyed that Pittsburgh defense last week. Thank you very much, Nico Collins. I love you. They go to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, who they don't have a quarterback. They have a serious problem at quarterback. Gil, who do you got?
Yeah, I agree with you. And Houston looks like they're on a roll here, and Atlanta just has Robinson, and that's it. Like, they have nothing else going for, unless this kid rushes like crazy. But Houston looks. I'm gonna go Houston. I have to go with Houston.
Yeah. I feel bad for Kyle Pitts. Jose.
I'm gonna take Houston in this one. Atlanta's coming back from London, jet lag. Freaking Houston's been playing well. D'Amico Ryans has them playing off the hook defensively. Their quarterback is probably going to be rookie of the year. So I'm going to take Houston in this one.
Barbosa, Ritter needs to go in the litter, and Houston's a threat to win the division. What do you got?
Yeah, I got Houston winning this game. I've been impressed with CJ Stroud the last couple of weeks, and their defense. It seems like they're for real. So it's gonna watch out for Houston. It's gonna be a tough matchup for anybody now, I believe, with Houston. So I'm gonna take Houston. And Atlanta's quarterback, he's just terrible. They don't have a quarterback. That's not a quarterback. I believe, like Gil said, or you even mentioned, that maybe they look at Justin Fields going to Atlanta, get
Well,
the Michael Vick connection there.
Ritter needs to go to
The
the
running
shitter,
quarterback.
because that's what he is. He needs
He's
to go to the
garbage.
shitter.
He's
And
garbage.
a division that we thought was a lock is completely wide open. Anyone can win that division now. All four teams. So
Talking
we'll
about
see.
the AFC South, yeah.
Oh, 100. Any one of those four teams can win that division now. It's wide open. So we'll see. Now we go to a division matchup from that exact division. We go to Tennessee, who finally got an explosive game out of Mr. Henry. Took him 4 weeks, threw a touchdown pass, and ran for over 100 yards. Goes to Indianapolis, take on the Colts. Richardson came back, didn't get hurt, looked all right. Was horrible in the first half and led a massive comeback, and then ultimately came up short in OT. Work in progress, the Colts. This is a tough game. Gil, who do you got?
Well, it's a tough game. I guess Tennessee gave Cincinnati a beatdown, smash them up.
Broke your streak, guys. A beatdown for the home team.
Well, I didn't make the game this time. Jose was there, and he said it's because I didn't go in the stadium.
That's why. So it was your fault.
Yeah. But from what I heard from the parking lot, the fans had a lot to cheer about.
Yeah.
It was really hot there. I don't know if the heat was a factor, but Henry did what he did. Jose told me the defense played well. I don't know, but Indy's showing a fight. They're showing a fight. They're impressing me. I thought they would be worse than what they are now. But I still have to give the edge to Tennessee, man. I just have to. I'm going to say Tennessee.
Jose.
I'm going to take. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to take Indy in this. I just think Tennessee's a home team. So far, their 2 wins that come this year have been at home. On the road, I think they stink. Tannehill will get pressured. I think they'll stop the run and they'll force a couple of turnovers. It'll be hard to stop Richardson. He's been playing well. And supposedly they're going to get back Jonathan Taylor this week as well.
Not supposedly, buddy. He's back.
So, yeah, I'm going to take Indy in this one.
Barbosa, I assume I know who you're taking.
Yes, I'm definitely taking the Colts. Jonathan Taylor is back. He's back at practice. The team misses him. Anthony Richardson said he was all over the moon with him back. Sure, because that helps him out. That clears him a little bit. The defense has been. I am very surprised with the defense this year of the Colts. They've been impressing me. And Anthony Richardson, it looks like he's the right guy for Indy. So, it's going to be a tough matchup. I'm not going to say it's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be a tough division game. But yeah, I'm going to take Indy on this one.
So this is a tough game for me, and I had to really look at it and say, okay, this is a 50-50 game. Who has the advantage? Both quarterbacks are turnover prone. Both teams now with Taylor back have good running backs. Taylor's going to be rusty for sure. They probably won't use him at full bore in this game. And then I looked at the defenses. Tennessee's defense is 4th in the league against the rush. They only allow 70 yards rushing a game. That's going to be a problem for Richardson and Taylor early on. And the Colts' run defense is bad, and that means Henry's going to have a field day. So as a result, I'm going to take Tennessee. To a game that no one would have thought would have been difficult to pick, but now it is. The Cincinnati Bengals, who have a quarterback on one leg. It's clear as day, and Jose, you were at the game. Was he on one leg? Did it look like he was unhealthy? Because it sure looked like it to me on TV.
I just think that team's it's not clicking, man. I think there's a problem going on with that team. It's not even his injury. Like he ran for a first down in the first quarter.
Okay.
And it didn't look like he was limping at all.
Okay. So something's wrong with the team, basically.
I just think the team is in shambles, man. I think that their offense is not clicking. And plus Tennessee outplayed them, man. The defense stopping the run, stopping the pass, got to him a couple of sacks and stuff like that. So, but Cincy needs to get something fixed, man.
Yeah. The Bengals are going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, who have been really impressive this year, considering that they're a team that looked to be tanking. They've been competitive in every single game. Josh Dobbs has looked decent. James Conner's been good. So Gil, who do you got? It's just tougher than it looks.
Yeah, who would have thought, right? We're thinking
Yeah.
of who we're gonna take, Cincinnati or Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Cardinals did beat Dallas out of nowhere. I don't know, man. Like, but Cincinnati has to snap out of it. I have to take the Bengals. This is the game they get their shit together. They get Joey Burrows. Maybe give him a mustache like Tony over there. Get him going. Give him a different look. I don't know, man. This Bengal team, they just have too much talent to be playing like this. So I'm gonna have to go with the Bengals.
Jose?
I think they just need to stick to playing the backyard football and just throw the ball around, man. I think they're too clinical type of thing, like little slants here and there. Man, just throw the long ball and just let Chase go get it, man. Like it's too technical-ish type of thing. And like they're putting their defense under pressure a lot too. Like they got to start sustaining some runs, like offensive plays and stuff, like kill the clock. They're just like 3 and out so many times. It's not even funny. But I think this week against Arizona, they'll get it clicking, and they need this win. Like if they lose this, forget about playoffs, forget about the season. So I'm taking Cincy in this one.
Barbosa.
This is the remedy that the doctor ordered for the Bengals. They're gonna win this game. I think this is the game where you're gonna see the real Bengals, and show everybody we're still here. So I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Well, T. Higgins is out. That means Jamar Chase is going to get doubled. I think they're going to run the ball a lot more with Joe Mixon against Arizona's defense. But Arizona really impressed me in the Dallas game. They hung in there with the 49ers for a little bit, but Christian McCaffrey was just too much. I like what Dobbs has done. And they're just not playing with any fear. And I think Connor's going to have a big game against Cincinnati's run defense, which is what happened with Henry last week. I believe Burrow's hurt, and now his second best receiver's out. I think they're going to have a lot of trouble moving the ball. So I'm going to take Arizona for the upset. I'm going to take Arizona. Now we go to the Eagles, who are the weirdest 4-0 team I've ever watched. They're a horrible defensive team, but they're finding ways to win. They go to take on the Rams, who are equally as weird. The Rams have been good this year, but they're like all over the place. They take a huge lead against Indy, they dominate, and then they let them come back and win in overtime. Very weird team. This is a weird game. Gil, who do you got?
Tough game. I'm gonna go basically no specific reason, but I think the Rams upset the Eagles at home. Rams have pretty good defense. They can contain Hurts. Stratford has the kid to throw to. They have some tricks up their sleeves with Atwell and stuff. They might catch the Eagles off guard. Eagles have just been winning. They haven't really proven anything. But I think the Rams upset them this week.
Yeah, Washington gave them a lot of problems last week, and Puka against that secondary might have a career day. Jose?
I'm taking it Philly. Philly, they just find the ways to win the games, man. And their run game will keep the Rams offense off of the field. And I still think I'm taking Philly.
Barbosa.
Yeah, it's a weird game. Even though Philly's 4-0, they haven't really impressed me much. And the Rams, 1 week you don't know what you're getting. You're getting the old Rams. The other week you're getting, I don't know what kind of Rams you're getting. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Rams. They're at home. And Philly's gonna drop a game. So this is the game they drop. So I'm going to take the Rams.
If Jose's boy was back, I may have taken a shot at the Rams, but he's not back yet. Cooper Kupp's not back yet. He's back week 6, I believe. Philly's win against Tampa, really, that was the only win where I was really impressed with them. And even that game, it was close. I agree with Jose. I think they'll find a way to win this game, so I'll take Philadelphia. To a game I'm not going to waste too much time on. It's Patrick Mahomes against Kirk Cousins. I got Kansas City. Gil?
Kansas City. Now they have Taylor Swift. They have extra fans now. The Swifties.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't fall asleep for a half and let Zach Wilson take over.
Well, Kirk Cousins, you know how I feel about Kirk Cousins. You know, there's already words saying they're going to trade Justin Jefferson. I don't know, so I don't know if that's true, but that has been in the rumor mill. So there's problems in Vikingville, but you know, I think the Chiefs win. Mahomes will find a win to beat Minnesota.
That interception Cousins threw is exactly why I hate him as a quarterback. That was just a ridiculous interception that got taken back all the way. Jose?
KC should win this game, but it's going to be close though. I'm liking the way Minnesota's been playing offensively. Like, yeah, Cousins does some stupid turnovers, but they put up points on the board, man.
Jose, we're on week 4 or 5.
What's that?
We're on week 4 or 5. All since week 1's always been turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers.
They've been screwing
so
up
what? But
game
they've been
game after
scoring
game.
points.
What's so impressive? They've been
scoring
game
points
after game after game after game.
They've been putting up points. They put up 41 points. Or
it should be called Minnesota fuck-ups.
Yeah, don't worry about Minnesota fuck-ups. So look at your Green Bay shit Packers. What did they do? They didn't do nothing.
They're still ahead of them.
Okay, that's good. But you have one more
500.
win. One more win. You're amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways,
your team now is good. All of a sudden, you talk shit. What happened to you when you were shit?
Buddy, my team was shit in the early 90s. So what's the big deal? Not in
the early 90s.
Did you guys win?
Oh, hold on. Not in the early 90s. Late 90s.
No, like in the late 90s, 2000. So what? We've been whipping your ass the past seasons in the playoffs, even at Lambeau Field, in Levi Stadium. What else you want? We've been with your superstar Rodgers. Man, shut up. Anyways, I'm taking KC.
But we hoisted a Super Bowl. I don't know. I didn't see you hoist one.
But. It's okay. We hoisted 5 already. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think one's coming, but good points, guys. Barbosa?
KC. I'm going to take KC this game. Mahomes is going to be pissed because he didn't play his best game last week. Kelsey's going to be pissed. He didn't get a touchdown while Taylor Swift is in the stadium. So, and the Swifties are going to be calling for a Travis Kelce touchdown.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs will win this game.
Well, pretty soon it's gonna be Taylor Swift versus Brittany Mahomes.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently, she's pissed because she's getting all the attention.
Yeah, yeah. The problem with KC is they have no receivers, and it's showing. Zach Wilson outplayed him last week, and if not for the refs, they might have won that game. But I'm still taking Kansas City. To what I like to call the coach battle. As the disaster that is Sean Payton, who somehow found a way to win last week, goes home and plays the New York Jets in the coach battle. Worst coaching job ever against worst coaching job ever. Gil, who do you got?
Well, it's a tough game. This is probably the first time ever I'm leaning for a tie. But
could be.
You know what? I'm gonna. The Jets played well. Broncos did a good comeback, which we did not expect. Jets played pretty well against Zach Wilson. I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna take Denver. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna take Denver.
Jose?
I'm taking. I'm going to take Denver as well. I think Peyton talked a lot of shit, so he's got to back it up. His team won that last week, so they'll be with the momentum coming to the game. Zach Wilson, I don't know, maybe hopefully he continues to play as good as he did last week, but I find it tough, especially in Denver. I think Denver will win it.
Barbosa.
I'm gonna take the Jets. They have a better defense than the Broncos, and you let Justin Fields play the way he played last week for a half a game, half and 3/4 of a game. You let him throw for 300 something yards and 2 touchdowns, I believe. And I think Zach Wilson may be a little bit better of a quarterback, not a better runner, but a better thrower. So, and the Jets defense is a lot better than the Bears defense. So I'm going to take the Jets.
Well, we're going to find out just how much they like Sean Payton in Denver, because this is a game that he has to win. You can't talk shit and then not win. And in the battle of the Wilsons, for the first time all year, I'm going to take Denver, because that if Sean Payton loses that game, he's in a lot of trouble. You can't lose to the Jets after talking all that shit, especially to Zach Wilson. So I've got.
Listen, I was high on Denver at the beginning of the year, but to get a 70 spot put on you, and then Justin Fields did what he did for 3/4. Man, no, I don't. I don't trust defense.
I don't disagree, Barbosa. But if Peyton doesn't have his team ready for this game, he never will all year. So I got Denver.
And the Jets are any better because they scored 7?
At least they have a better defense. Points. At least they don't get 70 points. At least they hold Mahomes to fucking 24 points, and they hold
but they can't score either. So what's the point?
Josh Allen, but you tell me they can't score against that Denver defense?
Okay,
that Denver defense is horrible. It's the worst defense in the league. It's garbage.
They have this.
Well, we spent way too much time talking about the garbage Jets and the garbage Broncos. So let's hopefully talk a lot more about this game, which is the game of the week. Jose, I might need to watch this one with you because it's a big one. The Dallas Cowboys go to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. This is a big game. The 49ers have owned the Cowboys. I don't think this is going to be any different. The Cowboys got blown out by the Cardinals when they ran the football down their throat. And the last time I checked, we have the MVP of the league right now, Christian McCaffrey. I have the San Francisco 49ers winning this game. Brock Purdy was almost perfect last week. I'm going to start calling him Perfect Purdy. My fantasy team is named after him. It might be the reason why I'm perfect right now. So thank you, Brock Purdy. I'm not going to even go to Jose because I already know who he's taking. Gil, who do you got?
It's gonna be a tough game. Niners at home. If they are gonna lose a game, probably be this one. Prescott's gonna have to throw the ball over them with the wide receivers. I don't really see Dallas to win this game. The running game. They have to abandon the running game. And I really believe if Dallas can stop McCaffrey, they have a chance to win this game. They'll give Purdy a tough time. Dallas' defense is good too. But I'm going to go to Niners. I still don't see it. I'm going to take the Niners.
I'll go to Barbosa next, and then we'll get Jose's take. Barbosa.
I got the Niners. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be I don't think both teams are going to put up many points, to tell you the honest truth. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a defensive battle. The only reason I really say the Niners, they're at home, and Dallas's secondary is a bit banged up. So, yeah, that's why I'll take the Niners.
Jose?
I think this week is the week the Niners lose.
Wow.
I think Dallas goes to San Francisco and wins the game, and I'll tell you why. Last year, before Tony Pollard got hurt in the playoff game, it was a close game. Once Tony Pollard got hurt, then they abandoned the run game, and we got pressure on Dak Prescott, and we ended up sacking him and getting him a couple of turnovers. So with Tony Pollard there, I think it's going to be a different game. I think they're going to do like a lot of checkdowns, try to get rid of that pressure, just like the Giants did to them in the first quarter. I think the offensive line of the 49ers are going to have a little bit of trouble with Dallas's pressure. Besides Trent Williams, I don't see anybody stopping Parsons. So I'm going to take the 49ers to lose in this one.
Wow, I cannot believe Jose's taking the
Ooh.
Cowboys.
Ooh.
The 49ers run defense is third in the league. If they stop Tony Pollard and the ball's in Prescott's hands, they're losing the game. Christian McCaffrey, they couldn't stop James Conner. How are they stopping Christian McCaffrey?
Dude, every game is different, man. Every game is different, and then they go smoke the New England Patriots the next game. Every game is different, man. Trust me.
Yeah,
and it's a prime time game.
Not good.
Jerry Jones has been putting a lot of pressure on the players, and I think they're gonna. In my opinion, I think they're gonna win. But whatever. Hopefully, I'm wrong. But it is what it is.
I mean, I think Trayvon Diggs is a big loss too.
Yeah, he's a big loss, especially against those receivers, especially those speedy receivers that you have. Yeah. I think he's a big loss in this game. That the secondary being banged up for the Cowboys is a big loss for them, 100%. Especially against teams with good receivers, 100%.
Yeah, I think the key is, and I don't know if Jose said this, but the key is if they can stop McCaffrey, then the Cowboys have a chance. If they can't stop McCaffrey, they've got no chance of winning the game at all. That's the way I look at it.
I still say Purdy will throw the ball because Dallas's secondary is banged up.
No, the thing is, Barbosa, if McCaffrey runs the ball effectively, then that means the play action is going to take over, and the Cowboys 100%. Are not equipped to stop the play action. Because then they're gonna chip block Parsons and Trent Williams will have his way. If they can stop the run game, then they force Purdy to throw more, and that could help them. But listen, I haven't seen the Cowboys stop a run game this year. That's been good. So I don't know
where the game is going to be won. To me, this game is going to be won is going to be on the lines.
Yeah,
and it's going to be on the O line and the D line. That's where the game is going to be won.
Okay, we shall see. Now I'm going to go to the Monday Nighter, and Gil's about to have a big laugh. The Green Bay Packers, coming off a beatdown from the Lions, probably pretty angry, send Jordan Love to the black hole to take on Jimmy G, who somehow still leads the league in interceptions despite being hurt last week. Gil, is this going to be fun for you?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay because of Jimmy G, because Jacobs, the Packers are gonna have a hard time stopping Jacobs.
True.
I see that happening. But then again, on the other side, I think that's all they have. Garoppolo is just, we all know what he is. I don't have to say it.
Garoppolo.
Yeah. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know days playing. Probably even know it's a Monday night. Someone's gonna have to call him and say you're playing Monday. He doesn't even know his schedule. So, but it's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna take the Packers because Vegas, they look weak. They don't score too much points, but I still think the Packers have their hands full with Brandon Jacobs, but maybe the Packer D might win this with 2-3 interceptions going the other way, because we know Jimmy's good for those, right? So might even be the Packer defense that wins this one for them.
I will say this: if the Raiders had a quarterback that was like a real quarterback last week, or even like Jimmy G or somebody else other than that guy they put in there, they might have won last week, because Jim Jacobs was great last week. Jose.
Tough game. The weakness of Green Bay is the run game. But the run defense. I see Jimmy throw a couple of picks. Green Bay came back in the second half, played a better second half. Aaron Jones was on the freaking snap count, so hopefully this week He's probably going to be 100%.
I think he still might be out this week. I thought I
Who?
heard he might be out. Aaron Jones.
Jones?
He
Yeah,
played last week. How's he out?
I
He
don't
played
know.
against
I
the
heard.
Lions. He played
I
against
know
the
he
Lions.
played against the Lions.
He's going to play. Anyways, I'm taking Green Bay. I like Green
Yeah,
Bay. In this one.
Aaron Jones is healthy as far as I know, Barbosa. But you
Is
go
he?
ahead,
Yeah,
make your pick.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers. I will pick every game against Josh McDaniel. You'll find a way to lose the game anyways. So Josh McDaniel is a garbage coach. He's a great offensive coordinator, but he's a garbage head coach. So
Yeah.
I'll take the
This is-
Packers.
This is a guy who goes for a field goal on the 10-yard line when he's down 8. So I have zero faith in that coach. He left that poor kid O'Connell out there after turning the ball over in 3 consecutive possessions. Just hung him out to dry. Not a good coach. I got the Packers. I will not take Jimmy G at quarterback unless he's like playing against the Bears or the Broncos or someone like that, because he's not going to beat any decent team in the league this year. Because he's a turnover machine. I expect him to extend his league lead in interceptions this week to over 6 when he plays that Packers secondary. However, if Josh Jacobs gets going, it could change the game, but I think the Packers rebound and win this game. So those are our picks for this week. Hopefully there's a comeback in store. Jose has a lot of different picks this week. He could extend his lead to insurmountable, or we can get back in the game. I am absolutely stunned he took Dallas. But I can understand that Dallas really needs to win this game, whereas the 49ers don't. So that's a good point. But because Dallas's weakness is the run defense, Christian McCaffrey's the MVP of the league, in my opinion, right now. I don't think anybody's playing better than him, and I don't think Dallas can stop him. So we'll see what happens in that game. But that's our show for this week. We're gonna have some fun and chat about the trip that was to Tennessee. I want to find out why my friend Gil Santos didn't make the game, and I want to know what happened on this trip. But we won't be doing that here. But we'll see you next week for week 6. Until then, I'm the mouth of North Andrews. That's Gil Santos, Jose Carlos Gomes, and Tony Barbosa. We will see you next week on the Reese Report.